better, reinventing healthcare, reinventing the technology around healthcare, and bending the cost curve down when people get sick by knowing what's wrong with them far more quickly, and then perhaps even more importantly, keeping them from getting sick in the first place. And the answer is in aggregating all of this data. And again, we're just honored, and thank you, Mr. President, for all the support to make this possible.
I'm just thinking, we have a president of the United States doing the selling. Do you think Biden would be doing it? I don't think so. But it's so important. I think I have to be a cheerleader for our country. That's why our country is doing so well. And it's people like this that make it work, and we appreciate it. Great job at Cleveland Clinic, and say hello to Larry.
Thank you.
And now we'll take a look at aviation.
It's going to induce more than $60 billion worth of GDP and create jobs of over 12,000 jobs in the USA.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're glad with this relationship. It's been an impressive relationship with Etihad and Boeing and GE. And Mr. President, we're also doubling our capacity and our fleet with Boeing from 57 to nearly 100 aircraft.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just reached a deal also with Boeing so far, and it's been an incredible relationship. Maybe you want to say some few words, Stephanie?
Well, as you know, Mr. President, the growth in this region is incredible, and our strategic partnership with Etihad as well as with Emirates and Fly Dubai is incredibly important to us. We appreciate your support and leadership. We look forward to basically supporting them and doubling their fleet over the next several years, both in terms of maintenance and new airplanes.
That's great. Kelly's doing good. Kelly's been here for a couple of days, actually. It's very good.
Mr. President, our backbone aircraft is actually Boeing in Etihad Airways.
It's the best.
And it is, Mr. President, and it tells you a lot about the relationship that we have with the U.S. companies. And our CEO also...
You buy mostly Boeings, right?
Yes, sir.
Completely Boeings?
The backbone, over 70% are Boeing.
It's just my opinion, but Boeing makes the best plane. And they've had some headaches over the last few years, but they make the best plane, and you see what's happening. And it's not the only case, but a lot of people are ordering the Boeing jets, and they're gearing up. And I think it's going to be one of the great stories. And the General Electric engine is phenomenal. The big body General Electric engine is phenomenal. So it's great to see. Thank you.
We're very
so
proud.
You focus on Boeing then?
Yes, sir. And probably
and the GE engine, they burn 20% less fuel, which is really, really important in terms of efficiency and emissions.
It's a hot engine.
So it's a very hot engine.
That's the hottest engine. That's great. 20% less fuel. That sounds good.
Mr. President, we
How many engines will they be buying then, ultimately?
About 100. Altogether, about 100.
The big ones.
Yeah, the big
And
ones.
those, are they the biggest engines at this point?
The 777X, yes.
That's the biggest one.
Biggest
That's the one we're hearing about.
Yes. And it's an amazing plane. We're really excited to announce.
They had a breakthrough GE on engines, and their big engine is the hottest engine there is. It's through the roof. And General Electric, you talk about a comeback. General Electric has made one of the great comebacks, and it's both in healthcare and other things, but on your engine, I think that's really maybe the greatest story of them all. They came out with a way to make a better engine with 20% less fuel, and that's a tough combination. So congratulations. I was with Larry yesterday, and he's done a fantastic job.
And great customer service.
Yeah.
Which is very important for engines.
That's
so
true.
it's not only selling the engine, but keeping the engines running. So extremely important.
Yeah, well, you can be proud of yourselves. So a tremendous investment being made in the United States by this group and this airline, and they don't need financing. That's a nice part. A lot of them say subject to financing. They don't say subject to financing. They have no problem. So thank you very much. What a great
President,
honor.
we're also announcing today our first flight to Charlotte,
Oh, good.
North Carolina.
today, North Carolina.
That's a good place.
Yes.
It's the first airline in the Middle East to fly to Charlotte, North Carolina. So
Well, they have the
today,
PGA Championship going on there right now.
Yes.
So
today
you
we
can
open for
hurry up
sale.
and you get some
Absolutely,
people.
absolutely. And also, Mr. President, UAE has and is the only first pre-clearance facility in Asia and Middle East. And so far we've been passing through pre-clearance over 1 million passengers.
A lot of other people are looking for that, you know.
We're very proud to have this relationship with the USA, and it really added a lot of value
That's great.
to our airline. And finally, Mr. President, we just signed also the naming rights of the New York City Football Club by Etihad.
Oh, good.
And we're spending over $800 million.
So where is
It's in
that?
Queens.
I know the area well.
It's right next to City
I
Field.
grew up in Queens. I know the area very well.
Right next to City Field.
Oh, that's great. Wow. That's where they used to fix the cars. A lot of other things got fixed there. A lot of things. That's a great site. So how many people will that hold?
25,000?
It's a 25,000.
And is that primarily for soccer?
It's for soccer. And yeah, they'll do concerts there.
Will they be using that in the Olympics?
It will be available to be used
Yeah,
if they
because
choose.
it's prime,
Yeah.
you know, for some of the games.
I mean, Queens, you know that.
It's going out to the Met, but it's prime. We
It'll be a
have,
state-of-the-art stadium. You can see
yeah,
it. So.
we have the World Cup coming,
Absolutely.
and we have World Cup coming, and we have the Olympics coming over the next couple of years. That's great.
We have another nice time for you.
You're going to do great with this.
Thank you so much.
I know this location. See, you were born here. I was born
Yes.
here. You picked a good location.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Come on over here.
from AGA, Emirates Global Aluminum.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Very good. You do a good job with the aluminum.
This is a very special project, Mr. President. It's an
Here's a big, very special project. Please, go ahead.
So, sir, this is UAE technology. Smelters. It's been developed over 35 years. We're exporting it to the world. And the first big project in our group is the U.S. state of Oklahoma. We're going to invest $4 billion. We're going to
Investing $4 billion in Oklahoma, Doug. So if you want to move after you finish with the camera stuff, you can get a part-time job. I don't think you're going to be giving up the camera, right? Go ahead.
So, sir, today the U.S. produces about 700,000 tons. We're almost doubling that capacity
That's
in the
great.
US in
Wow.
2030.
So what percentage will that be of the market in the U.S.?
Today, you're importing 4.2
That's good.
million tons. This is going to be about 40% now with that
That's
capacity.
fantastic.
And what we're doing, Mr. President, is we're actually moving also 150,000 by the end of this year into recycled aluminum. So we're not just waiting for the smelter to be built in 2030, we're actually building capacity.
So how much
now.
will you be spending in the U.S. to make your plants bigger and add the new plant?
Another plant. After we complete 75%, we can look at another investment. But we'll probably
Right,
take
no,
another
but
four.
the expansion.
The expansion?
Yeah.
It's going to be about another $300 billion because this is recycled. It's a company in Minnesota we bought last year.
Oh.
Mr. President, yes.
See, they're doing all of this work in the U.S. with the aluminum. They do a lot of aluminum here. But if they do it here, they have to pay a big tariff to send it in.
Exactly.
So you know what they're doing? They're building a big plant in the U.S. There's no tariff.
We're exporting 700,000
Yeah.
tons. Now we're going to make it in the U.S.
No, it's
That's
just,
where
you're
we're
going to make it in the U.S. now. So it's amazing. That's
The great thing, Mr. President, is 4,000 jobs are going to be starting now in the construction of this building. And then when we finish the smelter, we'll have 1,000 jobs steady state.
You know the sad part? Whoever's next president, let's just say whoever's the next president is going to say, what a great job they did. Look, I built all these plants. I built all these factories.
You're going to finish it fast.
Look at that.
I want the permits. I want the permits.
Now, can you imagine? I'll be sitting home. Who the hell knows where I'll be? And I'll say, I did that. And everyone will say, but somebody's going to be cutting a ribbon and say, well, we're going to be finished long before that.
yes, that's
But
the game.
somebody's going to be taking the credit for this. You remember, press, This guy did it. Go ahead.
Mr. President, with your leadership, you're going to get us.
We're not going to.
You're going to get us. We're going to go fast. Get us across
Go
the line.
fast. They're going to go fast.
So Governor Stitt of Oklahoma said that this is the upstream of aluminum, Mr. President.
Yeah.
We're going to have
So
all
it's
of
high
the
end.
businesses.
This is all high end aluminum, pretty much.
The premium aluminum. But all
And how do you define premium aluminum?
It is the 99.99%
I see.
of purity of aluminum. And what we're talking about, this is the top of the supply chain. Now, all of these companies, thousands of jobs, can come into healthcare, into construction,
Yeah.
automobiles,
Yeah.
aerospace.
Around
all
it.
of that is going to be built around this.
Where do they use premium aluminum? What kind of like for
Industries.
cars?
Engines, aircraft parts,
Engines.
space crafts, medical equipment. All of that requires this, Mr. President.
That's fantastic.
And that's where the end of it, and I will pass on to Chris to talk about gallium.
Well, the reason RTX as a defense contractor is interested in this because one of the byproducts of aluminum production is a critical metal called gallium. And gallium is incredibly important to our defense products.
The Patriot missile.
And so for the range that's required, search area that's required, that you need gallium. So what this does is it ensures you have space. This is done in very few places in the world, and we need to make sure that it's plentiful and available to us.
How much aluminum is used in the Patriot missile?
It's gallium, sir. That's the important part. The gallium comes from the and of course we use aluminum in our aerospace products as well. So very important all around. But gallium in particular to the incredible defense system.
How do you define gallium? How do you define it? Gallium, most people don't know.
Yes, we're a rare earth metal. Yeah.
It can come from many locations, I would imagine.
Can today it's been to the port to the point China. So we can make sure we continue to have access to it for our defense system. That pipeline comes out.
When will you be finished with this?
Probably in another couple of years.
2 years. We'll go for a rip.
And an incredible high power American our allies, gallium.
That's great. You have to find other locations.
Absolutely.
You do have to find other locations.
Mr. President, Tulsa, with the governor, we'll need you to break ground over there.
It's great. It's a great place. So I won Oklahoma. They have 77 counties, and I won all 77 3 times in a row. Second was Ronald Reagan. He won 56 of the 77. I won all 77. So you better behave, otherwise I'll tell the people not to buy your aluminum. Now it's great company, great everything. But you see the big investment that's being made in building a massive plant, expanding and building a massive aluminum plant in Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. That's something, right? 77 out of 77. All 3 times.
Incredible.
So, great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We have one more.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Great job.
Pleasure to see you.
You know who that is? It's the boss right
My
there.
boss.
He's the boss. He one word and he could close you
Keep me
up.
on the straight and narrow.
We know each other very well.
And he has a great father, so he's good genetics. You know, right? It's my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Okay.
Power partnership between the United States of America and the United Arab Emirates. Starts off, our culture drives our aspirations and ambitions. Harnesses our heritage to shape the future across cultures. Saadiyat Cultural District is a district that celebrates global culture. It is one of the greatest concentrations of cultural institutions. It consists of the president, the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi, the Louvre Abu Dhabi, the Sheikh Zayed National Museum, the Natural History Museum Abu Dhabi, Team Lab Phenomena and the Abrahamic Family Health.
That is fantastic. Whoa. That is fantastic.
You're going to see that shortly.
Good. Whoa.
Mr. President, the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi, the largest Guggenheim to date. If we take the Guggenheim in New York, Mr. President, it fits in one gallery, which is the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi.
So this is the Guggenheim, the largest one by far. And the famous Guggenheim in New York can fit in one galley. And they have, how many galleys do you have?
28 galleries.
28. 28. Fits in one. Wow. Who's
Mr.
the
President,
architect?
designed by the great Frank Gehry.
Oh, did he do the whole?
Yes, sir.
He did all of it.
Yes, sir.
Frank Gehry is, yeah,
It's just the Guggenheim.
beautiful.
And Mr. President, construction will be completed by the end of this year, and we're going to be opening early next year.
Good. That's great.
Mr. President, we have a global collection which includes some of the best American artists. As you can see, the Gilbert Stuart portrait of George Washington resides today at the Duke Abu Dhabi. It's a phenomenal portrait. And we also have great contemporary
I've
artists.
been looking for that painting for the Overlord. I'll bet you'd let me have it for a little while.
Yes, sir.
I know him very well. One word, he'll let me. I'll bet if I send it, you'll give it to me. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. President, Abu Dhabi is the greatest city with music. It's been instilled by UNESCO. We have great American partners with us here. We have Berkeley School of Music that's helped institutionalize music with our educational programs. We just hosted an Abu Dhabi International Jazz Day with Herbie Hancock. Of course, we're partnering with the Grammys, the Recording Academy, for the MENA region. Mr. President, Abu Dhabi is the home of entertainment. And to be a home of entertainment, we have partnered with some of the best U.S. partners here. Warner Brothers Abu Dhabi opened its door in 2021. At the time, it was the world's largest indoor theme park. We also opened the first Warner Brothers hotel in Abu Dhabi with great IPs like DC, the Jetsons, Flintstones, Looney Tunes, and Tom and Jerry, and others to come. We've started construction this summer of the first Harry Potter themed land. It's going to be a marvelous place, also all indoor. We also opened, Mr. President, SeaWorld Abu Dhabi, here in Abu Dhabi, and now it's become the world's largest indoor marine life theme park in the world. And of course, working with our good friends from SeaWorld, we've opened the first research and rescue center, first of its kind in the region. And now, Mr. President, is where the magic happens. We just signed a phenomenal deal.
Sure. Just read about it.
Yes, sir. This will bring the magic of Disney to the region and beyond. This is going to be the most technologically advanced park ever built, and it's going to bring a whole new world of imagination to the region. Of course, Mr. President, we love sport, and sport entertains the world. We've also partnered with some of the best American institutions to bring that to the world. Of course, Formula One, that happens every single year in December here in Abu Dhabi. It's the last race, and it brings thousands of visitors from around the world to enjoy the race.
So that will move to this area.
It's currently on Yas Island. It's an island of entertainment that hosts theme parks and many more
Boy,
sports events.
that's a great way to do it. Go ahead.
That first image, Mr. President, with the golf course, that's already built. That's already
That's good.
operational.
Yes, sir. I know you're a fan of the golf courses. The golf course is designed by an American golf architect, Paul Phillips. It's one of the top 50 golf courses around the world. Of course, Mr. President, the UFC are great partners, and everything we do, Mr. President, is about long-term partnerships. We've hosted this partnership since 2010, and we've extended it till 2029. We host several fights here in Abu Dhabi. We host a fight night, and we have a championship fight every October. We're also working currently, Mr. President, to having a center of excellence with the UFC here in Abu Dhabi.
Also, we've been investors in the UFC, Mr. President. since
And there's nobody better than Dana White.
we made a lot of money with him. He's a good friend of ours. A great investor.
It's great.
Mr. President, Jiu-Jitsu is our national sport, and we export Jiu-Jitsu to all over the world. And predominantly, one of our biggest partners is the U.S., where we host several championships throughout U.S. cities. Last year, we hosted the World Jiu-Jitsu Championships in Dallas. That's a partnership we want to grow. 40 events launched from 2009. Well, Mr. President, sports. Again, we have a fantastic relationship with the National Basketball Association, where we host exhibition games every year here in Abu Dhabi. Thousands of fans from around the world experience this fantastic sport. Since we've partnered with the NBA, there has been a 50% increase in regional participation between young boys and young women. Also, Mr. President, we do sponsorship deals with the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks, and Madison Square Garden. Of course,
Of course, you can't go to Yas Island without being a home of entertainment. Last year, we had 111 events, 1.6 million attendees, musical events from all over the world, predominantly from amazing musical artists coming from the United States of America. And of course, to host them moving forward, we're going to host them in the Sphere Abu Dhabi. Similar to the one that's in Vegas,
Right.
but this is the 2.0 version.
Similar size.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
22,000.
It's a good one, yeah.
And this will be
It's bigger, I think.
This will be slightly bigger, and the technology will be slightly enhanced, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr.
That's amazing. These are all American companies. They're doing very well here. We work together. So it's not only the investment coming in by the hundreds of billions into our country, like you see in Oklahoma, like you see all over in many of the jobs with Exxon and Boeing and so many great companies, but we work together, and the money that's made here comes back to us, and many of the contractors, I would imagine, come even for this. Yes, they come from here. Plus, a lot of the entertainment itself comes here. Yes, so it's an incredible thing. Now, here's the good news. I've been doing this for 4 days. I leave now and get onto a 42-year-old Boeing, but new ones are coming. New ones are coming. And it's been an incredible 4 days. It's, I want to thank your family. Your family is so unbelievable, the job they've done. And your father has been really incredible. The job they've done here is incredible. And we've made it work. And, you know, they were being wooed by others. But there's no more wooing. I think we're in pretty good shape.
Absolutely.
There's no more wooing. I've been friends with these leaders, 3 leaders in particular that we saw over the last 3, 4 days, 5 days. And they're great people. They're great people, and they love our country. And we love them. So it's been a tremendous time. And now it's time to go back home. My daughter had a baby. I'm going to go back home and see that little baby. And then we get back to a lot of work. We'll see what happens with Russia and Ukraine. I think it's something that's just, we got to stop the killing. 5,000 people a week. 5,000 young people a week on average being killed in a war that is going nowhere. It's a shame. Should have never happened. But we have other things to do also. Plus we have an Iran situation, which we're going to take care of. One way or the other, we're taking care of. It'll be taken care of 100%. It'll be done nicely or not nicely. And the not nicely is not a good thing for them. And I think we're talking to them, and I think they've come a long way. So I just want to thank, the media's been very fair, I have to say. And they realize the importance of what we've done here. And it really is, and it's an honor. And it's sort of easy for me because I know the people. I've known them. I've known your father for a lot longer than I've been in politics, because I did have another life. That was a very good life and a very successful life. But this is something that's really successful because we're doing it for 325 million people. And the United States now is the hottest country anywhere in the world. And you see that even with enlistments, military enlistments setting records. 6 months ago, you couldn't get anybody to go into the military, and so many other things. So we're just doing great. We have probably, I was saying 2 days ago, we have $10 trillion of investment, and now the 10 trillion is probably 12 or 13, I think, Scott and
Yes, sir.
Howard. I think we're probably looking at 10 to now we're looking at 13, maybe $13 trillion. These are numbers that nobody's ever, even you guys, you've never heard of numbers. These are numbers that nobody's ever heard of before.
We're not as big as the United States, Mr. President.
You better not be.
We punch above our weight.
You do. He does. That I agree. That's if you get that big, I'm going to not like you so much anymore. So I want to thank everybody. The media's been great. And we'll see you guys back in Washington, D.C. See you. Even Petersburg, nice today. Have a good time. Say it?
You had a chance to FaceTime? You got a chance to talk?
Yes, I have. I have spoken to her a couple of times. She's doing great. The baby's great. And we'll be seeing them very soon. Very nice. Thank you very much.
You mentioned Russia. Can we ask you a quick question on
Yeah.
that? You said that you didn't expect him to go if you didn't go. The question might be then, when are you going to do it? Why wait?
Well, we're
What's
going
the-
to, I think it's time for us to just do it. I said, they all said Putin was going and Zelensky was going, and I said, if I don't go, I guarantee Putin's not going. And he didn't go, and I understand that, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it done. We got to get it done. 5,000 young people are being killed every single week on average, and we're going to get it done.
Were you surprised when Zelensky didn't show up either, sir? Were you surprised when Zelensky didn't show up either?
No, he didn't show up because he heard Putin wasn't going. So
When do you think you'll meet the president?
as soon as we can set it up, I would actually leave here and go. I do want to see my beautiful grandson, it's a son, and we'll be doing that. But I will tell you that the world is a much safer place right now, and I think in 2 or 3 weeks we could have it be a much, much safer place. We're going to handle a couple of situations that you have here. We have some very serious situations, and we're looking at Gaza, and we got to get that taken care of. A lot of people are starving. A lot of people are. There's a lot of bad things going on. Okay. Thank you all very much, and in particular, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get everything straight out.
Please. Mr. President, if you don't mind, I'd love to get your signature. I'd love to get your signature.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. I'll see you there. Okay, where do you want us to go?
I think it's going to be.
Let's hold right here. We're going to go back to Lisa.